Everyone knows by now that certain fringe elements of the left, who would appear normal otherwise, are keying people's Teslas. The nutjobs doing this don't bother me so much as those on the left who applaud it. They see this as brave warriors fighting fascism, just like our troops did in World War II. Now, I watch Mark Felton's War History channel all the time, and he covers a lot of crazy things that happened during World War II, like Hitler's black soldiers and the time that Italy fought Japan. But I don't recall him mentioning anything about the time our soldiers fought the Wermacht by sneaking into German supply depots and keying their tanks. Waiting for someone to walk away so that you can key their car without getting into a confrontation is not brave. Actually, it's kind of cowardly. But is it terrorism? And if so, what should we do to these vandals? Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
So is burning someone's Tesla to the ground terrorism? What about keying it? Well, we don't go by gut instincts here on the Johnny Walker Dread Show. No, we look up the definition, and since the FBI typically does the arresting for terrorism charges, their definition is probably a good start. And what they have here is domestic terrorism, violent criminal acts committed by individuals and or groups to further ideological goals stemming from domestic influences, such as those of a political, religious, social, racial, or environmental nature. Notice, however, it says violent criminal acts. Is burning someone's Tesla to the ground a violent act? Okay, so we go to the FBI's crime statistics page. This is how they categorize crime. And it says here, violent crime is composed of 4 offenses: murder and non-negligent manslaughter, forcible rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. Violent crimes are defined in the UCR program as those offenses which involve force or threat of force. According to these definitions, even burning a Tesla to the ground or destroying the dealership is not terrorism, no matter what the motivation. But what does U.S. Code say? So we go to Cornell Law School's webpage for U.S. Code Title 18, Part 1, Chapter 11, 3B, Section 2331. The term domestic terrorism means activities that involve acts dangerous to human life that are a violation of the criminal laws of the United States or of any state. And of course, we could read here, appear to be intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, blah, blah, blah. That isn't our problem here, because according to what we have here, the act must be dangerous to human life. Certainly, keying a Tesla does not meet this definition, and even burning a Tesla to the ground doesn't if there's nobody inside it. So for what I can tell here, a charge of terrorism for keying a Tesla or even torching it would likely be dropped. I just don't see any support for such charges. And yeah, this doesn't sit well with me. I mean, burning a dealership to the ground for political reasons certainly seems like terrorism, but I can't justify that claim. But we do have state charges for vandalism and arson to consider. This is a California law group's webpage on vandalism. Vandalism falls under 594 PC, and it says here, if the damage is worth $400 or more, vandalism is a wobbler in California law. This means the charge can be filed as a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on the whim of the district attorney. The penalties for felony vandalism may include a jail sentence of between 1 and 3 years and or a fine of up to $10,000 or even more if the damage is very extensive. Torch a Tesla and you're going to get charged with a felony. I don't see a felony charge for keying a Tesla, but even as a misdemeanor, if the property loss exceeds $400 and you're not getting a car door painted for under $400, That can earn you a prison stay for up to 1 year or a maximum $10,000 fine. And of course, the owner can also sue you for damages. And given that keying a car for political reasons is deliberate, you can expect heavy punitive damages to be lopped on top of the actual damages. So what should be the damages? For burning Teslas to the ground, I don't see an argument for leniency. A person who will burn someone's car to the ground simply because the person bought a car manufactured by someone he doesn't like is capable of just about anything. What about keying a car? I think the punishment needs to be severe. We need to nip this crap in the bud, and not just for the sake of Tesla buyers, but for everyone's sake. We don't want to see supporters from both sides escalating petty vandalism to the point where you can't even put a political bumper sticker on your car. If you're a Birkenstock-wearing Bernie supporter, you think your Subaru is safe? And sooner or later, a car gets torched with a pet inside, or even a kid. Gramps hands his tambourine to his life partner, keys someone's Ford F-350, and ends up sucking all his food through a straw for the next 3 months. And of course, the truck owner ends up going to jail. So I suggest hammering these people hard. Key a Tesla for political reasons, that's a year in jail. And let's make this a better world for everyone, except for the vandal. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.